Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550.
Welcome back to 2 Cableway Park, Northwest Denmark, for the penultimate day of action. I wanted you to keep the music on, man. It was sounding like we're having a party here. There we go. For the penultimate day of this, let's see if we can get this name right without even looking at the title. The IWWF Cold Hawaii Inland European and African Wakeboard and Wake Skate Youth and Senior Championships 2022. There was a little bit of stutter in there. It's been a long day, another long day. And we've had some turmoil of the universe-orientated kind. And I'm actually talking to everybody here on the shot. I say everybody, there's no one here. They've all gone, and as well they might have gone home, because it's been another long day of riding. How many days are we in? The 5th day of action here, the 3rd day of this youth and senior tournament. Of course, to remind you, joining us here on the Highlights Show once again, we started off the first 2 days of this week with the open event category, European and African Championships. And now we're on to the all other age categories, and we're into the business end of proceedings. Last day to come. We have got junior men's semi-final start tomorrow, and then we've got all of the finals. And for those of you back home who have been tuning into the live stream, thank you so much for doing so, for giving us some chat. For those of you watching the stream the last couple of days, we're wondering why we've not been zoomed in on the action. We were there just to give you the vista, this beautiful view at 2 Cable Park, and also to listen to the commentary from myself, Matt Crowhurst, and this cat out here. You can see cutting laps behind me. Got a whole cable to himself. Such is the coolness and the generosity of the 2 Cable Park crew. He's getting to cut laps, get buttery calm conditions all to himself. My name's Matt Crowhurst. Him out there is Matty Branston. We have been your hosts all week. We'll be your hosts for the remainder of the day. But tomorrow, for all the party on the water and the party and celebrations of the water that we'll be rounding off the day with. Before I get there, let's run through today's proceedings. You know what we need to fill you in on? The highs and lows of today. The lows being the weather. It really threw a spanner in the works. And in fact, I can cut to an edit now of exactly what the weather was like earlier on today. Ollie Williams in the weather report. Over to you. It's wet! Okay, Family Guy quote right there, if anybody watches Family Guy. But in all seriousness, I'm going to cut to that handsome chap who was braving the elements for you earlier on today, just to give you a feel of what we were dealing with. But in all seriousness, it is really wet, so we've had a little bit of a chink in the plans of today, this little penultimate day of proceedings at the Youth and Senior European African Championships. Crazy storms that are hopefully going to blow through, so we've had to just chill. Hopefully what this will mean is that after the rain and the storm is gone, we're going to have nice, buttery, warm, calm water to carry on with the rest of the show. Back to you guys in the studio. Who likes Elvis Costello? This is a banging tune in the background. Anyway, yeah, so we had the heavens open on us. The universe was not smiling. You know what? The universe needed to dump a little bit of its excess energy, and it needed to dump it in this part of the world. And you can't argue with the universe, right? But boy, did it dump. It rained hardcore cats and dogs. We had lightning strikes aplenty right the way across this cold Hawaii inland waterway. It was mental. So we had to stop proceedings for a couple of hours. We had circuits go boom, all the electrics go off. Our crew here, the How Film Company crew, Kristen and team, worked so hard to get things back up and running for the stream. It was mental. But back up and running we did get, and finish the riding we did do. So the riding, in amongst the wind earlier on, the storm in the middle, and the calm, buttery, calm water to finish the day, we had these divisions. So we started off the day with the LCQs for the under 14 girls and boys, the LCQs for the junior men, and the LCQs for the vets. That sorted out for those particular categories who was going next. Then because we had so many junior men categories, 7 qualifying first round categories yesterday, we still had quarterfinals to do today, 4 of those. Then we had the semi-finals for the under 14 boys and for the junior ladies. We didn't manage to get to the semi-finals for the junior men. We're going to start that off tomorrow, but what that means is extra riding in full multicolour vision and all the angles for the live stream for you guys. All right, so I mentioned earlier on in this little show that we didn't have all zoomed in on action on the riding of the past few qualifying rounds days. Tomorrow, the finals time, our How Media team and all the crew here at 2 Cable Park will have multiple cameras Maddie and I will be on camera as well, you lucky sorts, and we'll have the same commentary that you've been blessed with over the past few days. Now, in amongst all of the action on the water, we took time out. I say we took time out. We've actually railed in a little bit of help from a rather handy young wakeboarder himself, Callum Saunders, who is mad into his filming and editing, along with Mas, who has just joined us today, to roam around the site, capture some action, capture some interviews with a few of our riders. Today, we chatted to Aaron Armbrust. Now, Aaron Armbrust is big time in wakeboarding, has been around for forever. Big-time rider himself. Now he sits in the wings making things happen for everybody else. Last year, he made things happen in the form of this very same event. It was the Open European and African Championships at Twin Cable Beckham, Germany, which is the park he runs, and he put an amazing show, so he knows exactly what our two cable park crew are going through and how important this particular event is. So we had a little bit of a chat to him to give us his insights on being behind the scenes, putting that sort of event together, and what this event is all about.
Hey, I'm Aaron Armbrust from Germany, operating the cable park in Beckum where we had the last Europeans, and now supporting the German team. Yeah, always judging, coaching, competing, and it's a pleasure to be here. If you've done it before, you know everything what's done in the background, and they made an amazing job here to set up everything right in time, good catering, and yeah, we are really happy to be here, and we feel really welcome, and that's the main goal. Actually, we had the same issue because of COVID. It was also short time, so to have everything done in short time without missing anything, that's the key. And I know they're working 12, 13 hours a day to make it happen, so big respect and really impressed. Now you focus on what's going on the water and nothing around. So, but it's good that you understand how it works and you can handle it a little bit easier and different.
And why aren't you riding in the vets, man?
Don't have time.
Don't have time. Hey, Aaron, thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you.
Now, the show was 47 minutes long last night. for those two first landed, then launched big old toe side, backside spin onto that flat bar into a 50-50 and then rotating off there. We're nearing the end of our course right now. Here you can see the two boys on the left, like at each corner, like at each tower, signifies the place where you need to be to get around that corner without creating loads of slack. So our riders will land on one of these two rails, cut hard out to the left, and then line themselves up for this. We can see the crew. This is at the start of the day before anyone had arrived. On the bank, that's where everybody's sitting. That's the start dock. Up to the top right-hand corner. Over on the left, you can see where the judges are sitting in that tent and where myself and Manny and the entire media crew, that's where we're all sat. This is the last air trick area. Now, looking to the left, no riders are doing air tricks to the left. It's too shallow, too close to the rocks. So you're staying underneath the cable or you're cutting to the right. You come through here, you power on your heel side edge, your toe side edge to launch one for the crowd. Come tomorrow, that entire bank will be ram-packed. We've got the flags of all the countries represented, whole ton of different countries here, a truly international affair. You land right away, off to glory with the cheers of the adoring fans and your teammates behind you. That is the 2 Cable Park competition course for this European and African youth and senior event. And there we go, back to me. I need to pause that because we don't need the rest of that. Stop it. Are we back at me now, buddy? Hello, back again. Okay, that's us done on that. Now, I said I was going to talk a lot, and I just did an awful lot of talking. I cannot stop. It's crazy. We promised that there'll be no singing and a dancing at the end of this one. But tomorrow, I can't promise a thing because it'll be party time. So it may well be going back to European and African Wakeboard and Wastegate Championships, the musical, to send us off before we catch you tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining us on the live stream as you have. Please sign in to YouTube on the 2 Cable Park YouTube page at 10 a.m. Central European time. So adjust your timings accordingly depending on where you are in the world. We will have all the zoomed in close-up technical action of all the wakeboarding right the way through, multiple shots. Maddie and I on camera, we've got a new position over here behind me next to the cable building. Maybe you can see the lights in the distance. That's where we're going to be positioned. We're going to be grabbing riders for interviews. They're going to be sat in the hot seat. What is really cool about the finals tomorrow is that if you haven't been watching before, then you won't be familiar with this or you've not been to an IRF event. In the finals, our riders have 2 runs. Excuse me. They have 2 runs. After their first runs, the judges knock out the scores, and whichever rider got the highest score will then go off the dock last. So who was ever in the lead after the first run then gets the chance to see all of the riders go out before them. Those who go off the dock first in the second run, they've just got to go all out to try and get themselves back in the running in one of those top spots. The other thing that adds an awful lot of drama and a good bit of theatre to proceedings in the finals at any IWF event is that we've got a winner's hot seat. You get this at some other events. That rider, that athlete, that personality that's out in front, they are going to sit in the seat that decides, decries them being the winner at that point, the person out in front, and they're going to watch the riding unfold and the scores come through. We get to see the reactions on the face of the riders as decisions unfold. It actually seems kind of cruel now I spell it out, but great for entertainment for us guys. So that's what's happening tomorrow, and we're going to get more interaction with the riders, with the crowd, because we'll be right over there in the thick of it. Okay, that's talking done. Make sure you join us tomorrow on the 2 Cable Park YouTube page for this European and African Youth and Senior Championships grand finale here at 2 Cable Park in Denmark. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to be hosting this for these guys here, being in Denmark for the first time, and for you guys at home. Please take the link, share it far and wide across all your socials and wherever you can spread it. And we'll be chatting to you tomorrow. And we're going to sign off with this incredible little edit from our new media team member, Callum Saunders, who's also an amazing wakeboarder, I should say, doing amazing at his very first Europeans. He put together a little montage of the action from today. Enjoy it, and we'll catch you in the morning. Bye-bye.